Welcome to AiQ, the All-In Question Live show with your host, Don Rigo.
Isn't that a lovely name?
And Mr. Ramon.
You're famous.
Bringing you the most intriguing questions of the day with live call-ins.
Am I in the air?
And interviews. Are you ready to go all in?
Yes.
Let us begin.
Attention, everyone.
Are you ready?
Let us begin.
All right. Welcome back to the AiQ All-In Question live show. Yeah, we back.
Fifth show.
Back. Show number 5. We are back February 9th, 2020. Show number 5.
I'm still tripping on the 2020, man. I mean, wow.
Wow. It is a number. I still don't have my flying cars. Marty McFly promised me so much. Doc Brown promised me so much.
We'll give it, about 5-10 years?
What, for my flying cars?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't see that ever happening because you can't trust people to drive normally without texting and typing. Now, if these things were to be automated.
That's what I mean. You have it automated.
If it was automated, then yeah, we have a shot at our flying cars. But
the car's going to know when you're texting, so they're going to take the wheel to autopilot.
Exactly. And it would happen. Then we would get it. We already got some 3D graphics. Remember the big shark on the theater from the movie scene?
Yeah.
I love that. I was like, make that real. Make that a real thing. So now we have that. That is a real thing now. Personalized, what do you call those things? Advertisements. Personalized advertisements. You're with your phone and a Google ad pops up and says, you're near McDonald's. You look to the left, you're near McDonald's. Aren't you hungry? So those things work.
Well, that's, of course, the technology guy right here.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, we join you. It is February, people, and this has been an active February. They observed this month for our Black History.
Wow.
To remind us what we are, where we've been, what we've been through.
And what you're going through right now.
And right now, there's a lot happening in the news. What's going on right now, Dante?
Well, of course, everybody's talking about this Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And she was asking some sensitive questions that had nothing to do with his legacy. So it was a backlash. What numerous celebrities, Snoop Dogg included, Lil Bootsy, 50 Cent had a few words to say.
Oh, yeah. And
then from that on, you had other people chiming in from their reaction, thinking it was too harsh. And then, it became a big topic all week long. I mean, Oprah got on talking about she's afraid of her friend's safety and saying she's not doing well. Gayle, the day before, issued an apology. So we need to dive into this. Start from the beginning. How did this kick off? We first of all, Kobe Bryant struck down in a helicopter accident, along with his daughter Gigi and 7 other souls. They passed, pilot included, and from that you had people out the gate emotional because that he was a overall good dude, well known. Overall good dude, right, for him. And then, the impact felt by LA, the basketball community, the philanthropist community, he was big with girls basketball and whatnot. So that's a big community worldwide outreach. Kobe is everything. You remember people used to be like Jordan when he made a shot and whatnot, and then later on that became Kobe when you made a little desk free throw into the garbage can. Well, so, I mean,
household name-ish type thing.
Everybody says they modeled his game after Jordan, but we'll get into that maybe later on. But anyway, so He was a beloved figure. He had just recently retired a couple years ago. Then he started getting into filming, which he won an Oscar for.
Mm-hmm.
He started having a show on ESPN called Details, where he was breaking down basketball plays and why guys were doing this and that.
Yeah.
So he was involved in a lot of things. So a lot of people around him, and they enjoyed being around him.
All right.
So for some reason or another, Gayle King, CBS anchor lady and journalist, you might remember her from talking to R. Kelly in his interview.
Yeah.
She talked to Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. Now the segment was 5 minutes.
Right.
I didn't get to see it all of it, but 2.5 minutes. Excuse me. She was talking to Lisa Leslie about Kobe's alleged rape charge in 2003 in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked her, would that tarnish his legacy with the allegations? And we all know that he went to court and he went to the legal system and he was acquitted. Now, Gayle says that's because the accuser didn't show up, but that wasn't the case. The court said that she was not
a credible witness.
Credible witness.
Yeah.
I mean, the girl had 4 different types of semen in her panties.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just reading.
I know, but ooh.
Yeah. She was a schizophrenic, so on and so on.
Right.
So the whole thing was that she was incredible, and like he said, he didn't rape her. And I can't tell you I wasn't there. I'm not gonna judge judgment and everything, but he was acquitted, and the story sounded kind of fishy to me too. So
right,
but it's 2003.
Right. How many years are we away from that event?
It was at least 20 years.
Right, 20 years, and 20 years into that event.
20 years. So she asked Lisa Leslie, would it tarnish his career? Lisa, being a friend of his, said no. She said he was acquitted and he wasn't that type of guy.
Right.
And it just seemed like Gayle kept pushing the issue, four or five times during the interview.
Right.
It's one thing, because she used these words. Do you think it's fair to say that he was his reputation tarnished? And then she was saying, well, you being a black lady or a woman, what do you think about this? I mean, she just kept going and going.
Exactly.
So, after this, several people seen this, including Snoop Dogg. He had some choice words for her.
Yeah, oh, yes, he did.
But see, here's the thing, though. When he mentioned it, just like Lil Bootsy, I observed when they were speaking, they said, we are the worst when we were talking about our own race. She's a black lady, as you can see.
He was making a generalization that we are the worst. Saying that look at what we as a people are doing.
We chastise each other.
Right.
So before he got into what everybody's saying his derogatory statement, he was like, man, I just can't believe it. He was like, his wife, talking about Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, she's grieving. He's not even put in the ground yet.
Right.
And you want to make these statements and everything, and why'd you do it? And then he called her, B word.
He came out there and called her a dog-headed B word.
Yeah.
he put some emphasis on it. But, I mean, he said what he said.
Let's even say how he did it. He said, man, can I do it? Can I call her one?
He said, should I do it? Can I do it? And then he let it rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. He then proceeded to let it rip.
You got to understand something. He was good friends with Kobe Bryant.
Right.
So he knew the guy personally.
Right.
He was very hurt by what happened. And he felt like his friend getting attacked, especially this close of being, just passing away.
Well, the body wasn't even released to the family as yet.
Right.
And this clip of an interview came out, and the most salacious part of that interview was put out there. And the family's still mourning and picking out flowers, and that happens.
So you got people who heard it, and then they were on his side, and he can't control what other people do. She got death threats and among other things, and she made a statement the next morning.
Right, she made a statement. She was pretty much floored. Well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and play back Gayle's statement itself.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Here we go. And what did Sister Gayle say? Here we go.
The clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry.
That's Gayle King responding to backlash over her interview with Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, let's play that one more time for those that didn't hear that. Because I want to be sure that you heard what was said there. Get that there. Yeah. Play that one more time, yeah.
I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry.
That's Gayle King responding to backlash over her interview with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. The CBS This Morning co-host Instagram early Thursday morning with the other side of the story.
Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me.
Here's the backstory. On Tuesday, Gayle's wide-ranging interview with the former WNBA star and Kobe's longtime friend aired.
Friends for a long time.
His legacy is complicated because of the sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
Kobe, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
The network later posted a clip featuring Gayle asking Lisa about Kobe's 2003 rape charge and subsequent criminal case, and people got mad. Even Snoop Dogg took to social media with this message for Gayle.
We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oakland?
Listen to what he said.
Why are you attacking us? We your people.
But here's what Gayle wants everyone to know.
So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing. But that's not good enough for me. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview. Talked about many things. And yes, we talked about that court case because that court case has also come up. And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who...
So who brought it up?
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful at this time. It's like if you had questions about it, you had many years to ask him that.
It was very powerful when she looked me in the eye as a member of the media to say it's time for the media to leave it alone and to back off. And I insisted that part be in the interview because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation.
The 61-year-old journalist goes on.
61.
Initial feedback about her interview with Lisa was all positive, but
Okay, so you asked her once,
Yeah.
and she replied.
Right.
Then you kept pushing the issue, and you just mentioned something. You're 61 years old. You've been a journalist since the 80s.
Right.
Because she started out in Virginia, I believe. You should know this. And then you kind of trying to put this on CBS, but you asked the questions.
Right. She's putting it out there like, I can't believe that it was chopped up to show the most salacious parts of this interview, and that would rouse someone up. Now, me being an editor myself, a video editor, I edit videos, and I am going to chop things up for excitement. I'm making a trailer to an event. I'm going to give it that oomph, but I can only work with the oomph that you've given me. I can't make up parts of a documentary and chop it into a trailer and like, boom, there it is. No, I have to have something to work with. So you chose to ask those questions. You chose to put that out there.
And I mean, like I said before, or anybody ever heard me, this ain't the first time that she's mentioned or done this. I mean, if you look at the R. Kelly video, I know that comparing the two is almost impossible. Mm-hmm. But if you look at how hard she went again, on him, it just sounded like she was opinionated about things that he was doing. That don't sound like journalism to me. You ask certain questions, yeah.
Right,
but
no.
On my opinion, you are this and that. It just seems like she kept digging and digging. And like I say, you've been in this business for 30-some years. You know what you're doing. Right.
You've been there. This is not your first show at the rodeo. You have dismantled. So that's why a lot of people gave her no quarter. She was definitely out. She was definitely out there to dismantle this man.
So when Snoop, and everybody's seen what Snoop said, and we just played it. Snoop made his comment. It became another, I want to say uproar, but it became even a more topic in another topic, Right. You had people saying, oh, he shouldn't have said that. He was disrespectful to black women. I'm looking at it like, do you see these women constantly? We talking about Oprah. Mm-hmm. We talking about Gayle King.
Right.
They seem to always want to just attack black men and talking about, these sexual allegations or sexual assault allegations towards black men. Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant, and R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. But you're taking pictures with Harvey Weinstein. You're not mentioning
Charlie Rose.
Yeah. Or what's his name? Not Jeffrey Epstein. It's Jerry Epstein.
Yeah, Jerry Epstein.
The one who they found hung in a prison cell. Mm-hmm. Have you went over to Kevin Spacey? Have you talked to him?
Have you talked to Kevin?
Oh, another name I forgot to mention.
What's that?
Oprah was going to do an interview or a documentary on Russell Simmons on his sexual allegations, supposedly. But then she backed off because of all the backlash she was getting off black people, especially black men.
Oh yeah, well, with him, Russell is very still connected heavily in media, so that's one of the reasons. And then Oprah smelt the blood in the water, and she also saw her blood possibly being dipped into this. So she withdrew from that. She said her official reason, I believe, she said that she reread the statements and whatnot and found that there was not enough to go on, and really? so she backed off. She, because she can't completely say I failed. This is not good. I'm not going to do this. It was already put out that you were going to do it.
Didn't you learn anything when you did the Michael Jackson documentary?
Exactly.
But no, they didn't.
Exactly. The Leap in Neverland thing. She just went ahead and trashed the dead man, and this man invited you into his house.
So man, ask you this: as I said, you got a lot of people saying that Snoop shouldn't have said what he said.
Okay.
I asked you, what did you think about it? And then you gave me your critique when we had talked about it earlier in the week.
Right.
And then I thought about it. I said he was good friends with this man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hurt. And then I looked at his interview, what he said on Instagram, and I kept playing it over and over, and I watched how he said it. He was holding back, trying to hold back, and then he was like, man, I just got to do it because he's getting tired of it. He's like, why are you constantly attacking me?
Right.
Use the word constantly. Do you understand that?
Right, constant. This is not a one-off issue. You've done it before, and now it seems that you are targeting. And then the way that Lisa handled the interview beautifully, she deflected beautifully the question that Gayle came up, and then she said that the media needs to leave it alone.
Right.
The media needs to drop it. Whilst talking to the media in her face, who was trying to guide her into a set of instruction. Follow what I'm saying. I'm leading you into this question. It's a trap.
Yeah, she wanted to be a part of the plot.
A soundbite. She wanted to get a soundbite from this woman and then play that back and say, "Oh, look, even her friends." And then, that line when she said, "You were close to it. You wouldn't know." I'm like, whoa. You telling me what I wouldn't know? And now Lisa gave her a little bit of quarter by saying that maybe so. I wouldn't have given her that.
Right. I wouldn't give her
I wouldn't have given her that at all. I would have stuck to my guns in complete silence. Like, no, that's not the person that I know. That I have not seen any traces of that activity. You know, you're leading me down a predetermined path of doom, and I want to be part of it. But she held her own.
So I've seen several shows. I watched The Breakfast Club briefly. The female on there. Snoop shouldn't have called her a bitch. She's a black woman and everything like that.
Right. Now, that goes to the language. Now, I'm sensitive about cursing and things like that, only because I believe that it's when you give up on expressing yourself. That's why I'm against it. You know, there's other colorful ways of expressing yourself beautifully. You know, where you can spin somebody's head with just a turn of phrase.
Right.
And then sometimes people will come out and just say, use a dog mouth, big-headed bitch. But, you know,
she mentioned that, isn't he a gangbanger or former gangbanger and all of that? I said, here we go, man. I said, this even got worse.
That got worse.
You throwing him under the bus.
Right. And then it became, now see, this is the thing, because now that's when Oprah comes in with the clean up, fix up, build up. Because now, okay, you gave her that. You gave her the bitch. So with that bitch, I'm gonna take that as an insult. I'm gonna take that as a threat. And he said, we're gonna come for you. Now he probably didn't mean in the physical sense of coming for you, taking you out, taking your life. Now, not to say that there aren't whack jobs out there in the world that will do goofy things, but those people are on the fringe, and we talking majority here. Majority is the power. So to push toward the majority power, she will say something like, oh my God, he used the word, they're coming for us. And he said, bitch, that was so misogynistic. So now you have a male versus female diatribe going here, back and forth. And some people live for that. So they're gonna jump in on that. Men versus women. Oh, I'm for it.
You know what they sound like, right?
What's that?
They sound like scared white women. My grandmother would have been like, hey,
that's a tactic. That is a tactic.
Listen here, young brother.
Mm-hmm.
We might have made a mistake, but talk to us.
No.
Don't explode like this.
Mm-hmm.
We're making ourselves available to talk. Oh my God, I'm frightened.
They went straight for the fear.
Security with her.
She has to, and Oprah pulled the white woman tears, boy.
She has not slept for 4 days.
4 days. 7 0. No, that's Tony. But 4 days she ain't slept. You know, like I said, I could feel for you if it was an honest mistake. I could feel for you if you were a young reporter. I could feel for you if it was a slip of the tongue. But you are a seasoned woman. You are a elder, being of your age. You are a black woman, so you have the experience and know what it means to talk ill or bad of the dead or sick. You know how we feel about that as a culture. We don't do it. You know, and so you to do that for your meritorious manumissions, to get that butter biscuit from Master, pretty much, that CBS butter biscuit
with the syrup.
with the syrup. She made sure the plate. She made sure to get the biggest biscuit with the syrup, because she tried, and she got that hand smacked by the community. And they continue to be smacked. But now, like I said, they're trying to shift the narrative. Now it's becoming a male versus female thing. You got people who are cutthroat feminist. There's nothing wrong with being a feminist. I am for women. But as far as like that cutthroat, I'm right and everybody else in the world is wrong thing. No. We won't go there. We won't do that. And they carrying up the mantle of it. Oh my God, he attacked her. And you have people who were former government assigned ambassadors who are making veiled threats. If you want to go threat for threat, tick for tick, tack for tack, she made a veiled threat when saying that if you go against her, you're going against the army. Now that could be a valid threat, because she was at one time close and connected to the government power.
Yeah, so now you're bringing that into focus.
So you're bringing that into it. So you're elevating to hide the issue there. So I don't want people to get it conflicted. I don't want them to get it twisted. Do not fall for the okie doke. Do not pull away from the issue. The issue is this: that woman, Miss Gayle King, that woman made a terrible judgment call in doing what she did. She's getting backlash for that. Let her get her whooping.
Yeah, man.
Let her
go to the woodshed.
You got to go to the shed. So you go pick out your branch. she picked out the branch, but now she want to hide. She want to hide under the bed, and then somebody want to come and tell her why you shouldn't get that whooping. And that's Oprah telling her why she shouldn't get that whooping. She shouldn't get that. She shouldn't receive that. No. I know my friend. She wouldn't this. And then it's like journalism. You have to ask hard questions. And yes, you have to ask hard questions. And she did once. Then she did it again. Then she started to guide. That's when it went off the rails. Completely off the rails.
And then, like I said, man, you got Michael Dyson on Instagram talking about how he was close friends with Kobe, and he knows how everybody feels, but he feels that Snoop was out of pocket for calling her out her name, and that he shouldn't have done that. And Oprah has done so much for the black community, which I haven't seen. I'm telling you, my grandmother used to talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. And then how she's done or given money to millions of blacks in Chicago. I'm here. I've been here since that was going on.
I am not going to down Oprah's philanthropy. I'm not going to down her philanthropy.
I'm not down it. I'm just saying
she has done that.
She's done what that in Africa?
But one doesn't conflict with the other. She has given away scholarships and things like that locally in Chicago. She has done it throughout the state, throughout America itself. She's also built schools in Africa and whatnot that has problems, yes. But she has made those moves. But that does not, one thing don't have nothing to do with the other.
So you trying to make it?
She has a legacy, and she is dwindling it away. She has a legacy. She had a good legacy of doing great things, and she's twiddling it away. That's the problem.
If y'all want to call in on about this, I mean, I know everybody.
Oh yeah, the lines are always open, and the chat is available. So if you hear my voice, if you're seeing my face, go ahead and call in, and I'll also go ahead and leave your comments here.
Going to address a few in the chat. One thing that is the master topic of Negro versus Negro. What is the motivation here?
What's the motivation? Why?
I mean, we all know that we all compared to the crabs in the barrel. We always want to bring each other down instead of bringing each other up.
Exactly.
And then, like I say, once somebody made one comment, somebody had to offset that. Our biggest teachers like Malcolm X, I think maybe Martin Luther King may have said this too, especially when a black man or a black woman says something profound. Mm-hmm. What is the first thing white supremacy does? They go and try to find, I call them coon, but let's say another black individual that tries to offset what they say. Mm-hmm. I got tired of hearing all these apologies and everything like that, saying, "Oh, well, we're not really agreeing what he said. We understood what he said, but he was kind of harsh on what she said." Instead of everybody just being quiet and then, dissecting it like how we are,
right?
And mentioning like you steady attacking black men.
Exactly.
Like you said, it's not one and done. It's like your MO. That's your reputation for the last couple years. Yeah. I don't get it myself.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. Look, it leads her closer to power. It leads her closer to money. Close to power, close to money. She suddenly, I think she had $11 million contract last year, and I think that contract has doubled. For doing these type of salacious, I will sell out my people. I will. And people say black men, but a black woman, she will come for you. Right. The hat comes with the gloves.
And I guess, all these years that you didn't get ahead and everything, you weren't up on a pedestal like Oprah was. I guess you had to find another outlet,
a niche.
And yeah. I'm really disappointed in that because you'd have been so much more. I wish the Boondocks were still out, man. I mean, they would break this down even further,
Yeah, they would give some colorful commentary in cartoon format to let you see what's going on.
But I mean, I guess you were saying the motivation is money and power.
Money and power. Money and power. The likeness of power. The appearance of power. Appearing that you have the ear of the king. That's why you won't hear too many harsh shots from Gayle about Donald Trump, because she wants that access. She wants to keep that access to the person.
One of the biggest idiots ever to grace, and I mean that's a long-standing
to grace corporation.
Yeah,
there you go. You don't even have to say to grace government, corporation overall. This bit is horrible. But it's power. In the
She's trying to impress a man that his father put money in his name, so he didn't have to pay a certain amount of money, and he put money into his name, just like. You heard somebody putting their name on a light bill and everything like that.
Yeah, the laundromat schemes.
Yeah,
that's what it was. He would take the money and put it into a corporation under his son's name, who at the time was a child, and he had about $5 million before he was 10 years old off of the laundry tax scheme that they were pulling off. But I mean, that criminal. That's what you're dealing with.
I'm just saying, he thinks that he actually, like he's been Bill Gates, who's made something.
No,
I'm not.
You didn't make anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like Bill Gates, who I have profound respect for, who came up with a certain thing to,
Yeah, I like some Bill Gates too, but it's controversial right now.
But that's who she's trying to impress.
But yeah, she's trying to impress that power structure. So that way she will have a constant doorway to that type of power in case it all goes down.
And you other Negroes rush to the fair. Oh, she shouldn't have been called that. She's a black woman. Did you just hear what we just said? Did you hear anything we just said? I mean, so Steven is getting Django lynched. Django calls him some a bitch. That was too harsh.
That's too harsh.
He about to get lynched, but Steven's the one who really needs sympathy right here.
Pearl grabbing time. How dare you? Oh my God. I can't believe you said what you said when you said it. Again, phone lines are open. You can go ahead and call in the phone number below. That's 312-554-5735. 312. Yeah, you can go ahead and get that. And you can be live right on air during this discussion. And like I'm looking at some of the comments right now. Yeah, somebody read.
Oh man, I want to hear them. Hear it.
We got Kalani Kai. She says, I read somewhere that Gayle was baiting on purpose so Leslie could say exactly what she had to. Exactly. That's leading the witness, pretty much. That's exactly what she was doing. She was trying to impress the men of the Billionaires Boys Club, Zana says. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're saying that. I can't believe you're saying that. The Billionaire Boys Club, that doesn't exist. Oh yes, it does. The Billionaires Boys Club, the Bilderbergs, the makers of society. She was trying to impress those people. So eventually, when it comes down to a position or some way around to getting some power or close to power, she could be in that number.
Sorry, Gayle. Even if you shucking jobs so much, you still won't be in that demographic. Right.
Because as I was saying, there's always somebody else that's closer that they can trust a little bit more. A little bit more. Because you as exceptional as you may be, Gayle.
So in reality, man, are we really our own worst enemies, man?
No, we are not. We are made. This is the thing, and I will stump this into your mindset. Look. We are a product. You hear what I'm saying?
A product?
We are a product. Let me explain the creation of this product. We were brought here from different parts of Africa as a servant class. We were not slaves. We were enslaved. We were people. We were brought over here, and the best way to break us was to break all of our connection to where we came from. And then after you broke our connection to where we came from, then break our connection to each other. Make each other our own enemies. Make us fight against each other. Make us say one thing is better than the other. Then breed a product. Grow a product. Tell it can't learn. Give it rules from something that can save it. But not from saving it now to save their soul in the sweet by and by when they pass on.
Right.
Then they will perform and behave. You need something to keep them in check. Religion was one of those tenements that kept us in check. Staying us doing what we had to do to make it through. And so we found
we offended you, but it's true.
We found. Some may take offense of that, but we found. And we'll talk later on about how religion was manipulated for the rest of the world taking our spirituality and turning it into a product. Something to divide up into groups. Christians, Jews, Muslims, divide it up into groups. Shove this dogma down your throat. Behave this way. Get your reward when you die. But in the meantime, serve me. It's a brilliant scheme. I wish I would have wrote it. I'm not that old. And then I could benefit. That's the capitalism in me talking. But the thing is, like I said, product. We were made into a product. And that was a good product. That product did what it wanted to do. Boom, 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 boom. Then it got to a point where it's like, okay, we having problems with the product. It's outgrowing. It's a lot of them. we can no longer maintain the line. And then they started infighting with themselves. Their enemy was gone. Their enemy was the Europeans. No longer needing to fight them anymore. Now they started fighting against themselves over the biscuit. And they were like, okay, well then, what about our biggest income? What about our Negroes? What are we going to do about them? Some of them was just like, let them go, send them back where they from. We don't need them anymore. And that would have been the end of the American experiment. And that would have been it. And some people was like, what? No, wait. No, that's going to cost. Just kill them. And then other ones like grass pearls. No, we're not going to kill them. That religious wise, that's where, because they soaked in that dogma too. So it's like, oh, no, we're going to do that. Well, let's just let them mill about as an underclass. And, we'll profit off of them some type of way. And then it got to the point where the country was going to divide itself into pieces. And you have this, the President Abraham Lincoln, who famously said, like I tell people over and over again, they give how great this man was. He was great in the sense that he made the decision. That's what made him great. He made the decision. But his thoughts were, no matter what, he keeping this country together. You can still be slave. We would have still been slaves. He would have kept this country. His thing was to keep this country together, not this 13%. Because remember, we're 13% of the population. That's what they wanted to keep together. 30 million. Well, now 30 million people, 30 million black people. They wanted to keep those people together. I'm not keep the country together. And like those 30 million people at the time probably was around 7 million, was 1 million, 2 million, was not of any consequence. So it's like, whatever, but it just happened to work out in his favor. Not that it worked out in his favor. Now, okay, we got to let these people live the American dream-ish. Not the dream, but the dream-ish. The appearance of the dream. So that's why you get people like, well, let them serve in the military. They're doing this. You are part of all of the things that made this country what it is.
The funny thing about what you're saying is, if it was that population of people of us, why not just find a place just to put us, or just
to do what they did to the
isolate us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Somebody said he abolished slavery for economic reasons and not because he thought slavery was wrong. People need to keep that in their head. They definitely need to keep that in their head.
I understand that clearly.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were trying to find out what to do with us, and you didn't really want to be bothered with us, the product, like you say, is
the product is finished. The line is over. But I made a unique type of individual now, because that's where we get into the ADOS and foundational black American descendants of slaves and foundational black groups versus Pan-Africanism groups, because you have that divide, that unique experience that the American black had. And last week we were talking about movies and who, Daniel Akula playing roles and stuff, and Harriet Tubman and whatnot, because it's a unique experience, because you are a unique product.
Right.
And you are a unique product, and you were made that way on purpose. You were made that way on purpose. You survived through that whole instance, and actually still are surviving through the whole 400-year-old instance of what's been happening. That's what makes you a unique product. But remember, they did the separation on purpose. They did the dividing on purpose. So they want to separate you from your root heritage, Africa. They want to separate you from your groups, your neighbor. Within families, the separation works, and we still carry those things on. Somebody said ADOS was founded by white supremacists. They have their fingers in everything, and like I said, that's who you watch out for. People are like, white people. Look, white supremacy can be anyone. It can be a black person. It can be a white person. It can be an Asian person. It can be a person of Hispanic and Latino heritage. It can be any of those things. I always say, hopefully it ain't an Eskimo. Damn.
Hey.
In the cold, come on, man, it's cold. but white supremacy can float and be on all those things. It can poison all the wells.
Well, you know, it's still, you know, it still trickles down right now.
It still trickles down to now. I mean, right, like I said, it's a product, and what do products do? What does the iPhone do every year? It gets bigger and gets better. We're a product.
So you said we upgrade?
We upgrade. Now, what features we come out with? That's on us. we have to curtail the whole separation thing.
You know, I had a conversation with somebody about that, and they were saying, "Oh, yeah, black people are selfish and everything like that." I said, "Well, we're more selfish to each other than anybody." I said, if you really look at it, we're the most giving people that I ever saw in my life. I just seen a video where two brothers were in, I think, Virginia. They seen a white baby in the middle of the street. They stopped the car and got the baby and wrapped him up in a hoodie and everything like that. They put it on Facebook Live. I mean, we want to put everything on Facebook Live, but still in all.
Well,
you know, they were protecting the baby before the kid, before anything else happens. Everybody else was just watching the baby and going past. I look at when we were in the South, and you had like our grandmothers and great grandmothers. They were watching white kids cooking their dinners and everything like that.
Right.
Walking back home and then cooking dinners and doing this for their families. How them little white kids love mammy and everything like that.
The milk from the breast of a black woman.
Yeah.
Raised in protein and fed. The cornbread fed. That's where that come from.
So that makes me laugh when they say we're inferior and everything. Makes me laugh when they call us savages. Makes me laugh when they talk about we're not good for nothing and everything in that nature. But they raised your kids. The kids actually do love them and everything. But, you know, we clash with each other. And I know, like you said, we've been conditioned to do so.
Right.
I just wish, you know, like, if somebody says something you didn't like, it's called DM. Or, you know.
Yeah, you can
put it out there, you know.
I mean, let me pull you to the side, you know.
Or you got to have somebody who feels like they so much of a professional that these buffoon niggas are acting stupid now, so let me put them in check or something like that, and let me speak to you in the way that y'all want it, or, you know. That's what I felt Michael Dyson did, you know. I know people got respect for him and everything. You might have.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I did not like the way he presented that. I mean, if you would have just said, okay, maybe we shouldn't be doing this name calling, but he had to keep going on with it.
Yeah.
Saying Oprah this and that, praising her.
Yeah. That now, and then, like I said, that's the problem about Michael Dyson's flourishes way of speaking, that he has to expand on it, and he only expands upward. And so, in saying what he was saying, he put pretty much spice on something that needed not spice. He could have just said he didn't like the way it was. But Michael Dyson is very extra in his speaking. He's very extra. No excuses for it. Again, you can go ahead, give us a call live into the show. Make sure your comments and thoughts get heard, and we can talk about this situation that is happening right now in our community. Go ahead, give us a call in there. That's the number right there up on the screen, 312-554-5785. That's 312-554-5785.
I mean, yeah, give us your spin on it. I mean, I want to hear another voice.
What, you don't like my voice? My voice is gold.
I might have talked about mine, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I don't think about your voice. I'm thinking about mine. My voice is golden.
Yeah, we know, man. You should be calling NFL games. Okay?
Never. I get out there. Tomfoolery. All of it tomfoolery.
$5 million a year?
Money doesn't matter like in that point. That self-esteem. Now, see, I think that's what we're talking about. No. We're using your voice, and you're saying your voice. Oh, it's golden. Where?
Well, you should be paid for what your golden voice is.
Now, is it worth breaking my principle?
What's your principle?
Is it worth breaking my principle?
What is your principle, sir?
That I do not agree with the way the sports are run right now. We got a caller on the line. Let's see what's happening here.
Goodbye.
And it sort of went to voicemail. So if that caller could call right back. Yeah. But yeah.
Double back right there. But
a little double back. Yeah.
He's saying, so what are you saying? You're selling yourself out because you don't like what the sport is?
Well, like I said, sports, that's a whole different thing. American sports, using people's body as gladiators and hurting them and harming them for little pieces of body, and the way we are represented in sports, it doesn't jive with me. So I will not support them.
I think more or less far as ownership or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things.
Especially in the NFL.
Even from its get-go.
Yeah, other sports out there, Mr. Romano, though. You got basketball with black owners.
Hey, I can give it to you there too. Like I say, these things all started similarly. I would be more, as an adult, I would be more. Well, let's for the basis of me, I'm not a fan of much of the people, what people call sports attributed talent. I'm not much of a fan of that, but that to each his own. So here we got this call again. Let me see if we can go ahead and pull that in.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Okay, so who do we have on the line right now? What up, brother John?
What's going on, man? We got you in, man. Sorry, it sounded like you was calling the county.
Hey, we gotta protect ourselves. I want to speak to Veronica. Yeah, we have to put a nice veil of security between us and the public. You never know what's going on out there. Now, John, about this subject we're talking about right now, what do you have to expel, and put out there to the world?
Oh man, so a couple things about this whole Gayle King and Oprah fiasco. I'm gonna start with Gayle. I just think it was poor. Besides it being poor time with all her part, as a black woman, I always feel black woman's number one priority is to protect the black man. Just like the black man's number one priority should be to protect the black woman. We're not doing that as a community. We allow for a lot of other garbage and negativity to enter into our community. Whether Kobe was wrong or right, timing on her part was off. I mean, this man hasn't even been buried yet. And, this is how you go and attack this dude. But, I put this on Facebook a couple of days ago. What was this when Harvey Weinstein was out here raping and molesting all these young girls and all this other crazy stuff? What was their, public outrage towards him on interviews about him trying to get, his closest friends to say that he was a piece of shit? None of that happened.
No. They strayed away from that. Like I said, there's a complexion for the protection. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein is definitely that. Then you had people who tried to shift it, a little bit there. There's like, oh, well, these black males are savage.
And then you played a video from Weinstein when you showed me how he was talking to the girl, and I couldn't believe my ears, man.
Oh
when
yeah,
he was talking to her.
Harvey was a savage. You think you got some Mac Club play? Harvey was a savage. So Harvey would have you come to the door. I have an intern coming up bringing up some paperwork. Intern comes up bringing up the paperwork. Come on in. You come on into the room. He's like, oh yeah. Well, I got your paperwork here, sir. For this, you just need you to sign off here. I don't have a pen, but I do got something else that's hard and straight. What? I'm thinking, did Harvey produce Dolomite? Was he a ghostwriter? He put it out there. He was a wild boy. And then now, look at him. The man is in there dragging, looking like Timmy the Turtle with that little walkie walker into the courtroom. Like, oh, feel sorry for me. I'm broke down. I can't do what I do, you know. And then you got other people who are being covered and hidden away. Oprah's spiritual advisor. You know, this dude.
Oh my God.
Thousands of charges. Thousands. That boy was picking them like pudding. You want to talk about Bill going after the pudding? This man was the pudding king. He's down there just picking them, you know. But protect it, quiet it. You know, don't talk about that. That's too close to Oprah. You don't want to bring the name down. You know, don't want to mess up the brand. That's what the problem is. You know, it's horrible with that.
The other thing that I think kind of went missing about this whole thing, man, was just how Lisa Leslie just perfectly defended her friend.
Well, man.
If more, you know, this is not me coming down on black women. I am married to a black woman. I absolutely love and adore black women.
All right.
Today's black woman.
Okay.
Today's black woman has lost the, how do I say this delicately without.
Oh, say it. Make it plain, brother. Make it plain. That's how we gonna talk.
Black woman has gotten lost in the sauce. They do not understand what their place is. They do not understand that what their job is within the household. That's why you have so many of these women being single. You don't understand the pecking order, so to speak.
Now with that hierarchy, you know, and some people rebel against that hierarchy because they didn't have it in their homes, or somebody wasn't pulling the weight.
Right.
You know, somebody wasn't pulling the weight, so they're going to look at that as their past experience. If my father was not there, not pulling the weight for my mother had to toe that yoke alone, I'm not going to get put in that same situation. I'm going to have my guard up, and it's going to be strong. So they do that, and they go out there with that look into the world, and so now you have somebody who has sharp edges. Now it takes some finesse, and not in a negative way, but finesse in a good way, to soften those sharp edges out, you know, to let this person know that you have their back. You know, you're not going to leave them abandoned, and you don't give them the appearance that they are. The problem is that it's popular to just run amok. Negativity rings louder than positivity.
Popular.
It's popular. Think about it. Think about it.
The right thing is never something that's acceptable in today's society.
No, not at all.
Prefer to take the easy route, which is do whatever is the most self-gratifying, than to take the hard work and be submissive to not only oneself but to somebody else.
And the crazy thing is, it ain't hard work. It's the work. Period. There's nothing hard to it. You know, there's nothing that's going to displace you. Oh, I can't go out with my homies. I can't go out and do this. I can't pick a different girl for different situations. I can't do this. It's not hard work. Maintaining that's hard work. You know, if to maintain multiple relationships and lie to people and make up stories and go here, that is work. you putting yourself through that on purpose, when you could just follow your natural course and you be fine. Because when you was a kid, you little kid, you first met up with a young lady, you just, you know, meshed hand in hand with that one girl. It wasn't a concern that I got Susie, but look at Diane, and look at Carla, look at Angela, look at Renee. You know, no, you wasn't. So it had to be an outside source to tell you, like, hey, you know, you can do this too. And they only told you the benefit of that is that you're getting the candy every day. They didn't tell you that getting this candy every day, you eventually gonna be rotted mouth out here. They didn't tell you all of that. So then when you in that situation, you're like, ugh. And you led different women astray, ran amok and whatnot, and left all these people broken, and sometimes with children. Now you got a whole generation of people out there just fending for self, you know?
So I got a question for John. So what do you think about the whole, like the backlash with what Snoop said, and then what everybody else was trying to apologize and everything?
All right, so here's always my motto, man. You know, we have hood Negroes trying to get you into different areas of life. You get to take the hood part out in these different areas of life.
Exactly.
Snoop definitely went way hood on Polo Gayle. Maybe a little bit too hood on Polo Gayle. But did she bring that upon herself?
Yeah, and I was saying that you cannot throw a punch and then expect the person to respond with a feather touch. You know, if I threw a punch, I threw a death blowing punch. And this is going to sound guttural, but it's the reason why we as men, when we fight each other, we don't hit each other in the testicles. You ever notice that? We don't do it. You can hate this person. He finna die tonight type of thing, you know, but I'm not going to hit him in the testicles, because if I miss and that intention was known that, whoa, you going there? You know, you going there? We mad in the streets about the mad dog fight, throw down. But if I go ahead and make that testicle punch, that the thing that could possibly kill you, injure you for life, you know, and I miss, and my intentions are not known, it's like, whoa, you a dirty dog. And see, that's what Gayle did. She threw that testicle punch out there. She missed. Everybody saw what you were aiming at, because Lisa did not follow that trail. So it was like, whoa, you dirty dog. I can't believe you. And there she go, fall on her face. You know, I mean, calling her that, and I mean, come on, we listen to rap music, we listen to blues, and they use this word, they use these words. It's bad, yes. And then him saying the colloquial, "We coming for you," you know, where we all know to believe that we're not physically coming for you. You know, we're coming for your reputation. We're going to talk about you like a dog. You're about to get dragged in these streets verbally. Then it escalates to something that's, it's a physical threat. Oh my God, the police should be involved. Did someone inform the FBI? Because it was done over lines of communication, and that could be seen as a terrorist threat calling. You know, I mean, people stepping it up, and these people, you notice who these people are. These people are outside of the group. They're outside of the group going, I wouldn't let them do that to me. I wouldn't say, you should clutch your pearls. You know, it's horrible, man. Right. I would.
Always speak about specifically how much Oprah empowers women. But if we look at it over the course of time, she has never empowered black women specifically in anything of her message. How can you tell another woman how to be a wife if you've never been a wife? How can you tell a person how to be a mother if you've never been a mother? When you have
preach on that.
Side chick or a girl.
Exactly.
Oh no, that was fine.
No, that wasn't fine. He did right. But yeah, no, because no.
We're not, we don't do it often.
Oh no. I understand that. What I'm saying is that we noted. You know what I'm saying? You see how we responded though? How when he said it, he reworded it. We understood what he meant. He reworded it, but the message still remained the same.
Yeah,
you know, it don't take away from the message. You know, that it don't take away from the message.
Well, like I told you about this whole thing about me feeling us being apologetic all the time. That's what I'm feeling. So I want him to express his
right.
And he's been eloquent so far. So.
He said eloquent. Yeah, and like I said, no problem with that. No problem with that. My thing is that self-correction is always the best.
So what do you think about the Michael Dysons and then like the girl from Breakfast Club?
We had this conversation. So, you know, I went to go call him Uncle Tom until recently when I read about who Uncle Tom was, and I said that he could never be Uncle Tom.
Exactly.
He is definitely a Benedict Arnold. He is a traitorous to his people. He has no loyalty to his people. It is all about him. To me, he's always been about what's going to put more money in his pocket. And he says things with shock value.
There you go. For the show.
Definitely putting Your job as a black man is to empower, speak life, and to build up other black men.
Yeah.
So which one are you talking about? You talking about DJ Envy? Or
No. He's talking about
Shalimar?
no. Right now, he was talking about Michael.
Oh, okay.
When you don't do that on a consistent basis, you get no better than the people who sold us into slavery.
Yes, and I've said it. Michael is a brilliant. Like I said, Michael is a brilliant orator. I mean, he speaks eloquently. The words are great. I mean, it's like, you know, if you remember the 80s when Jesse used to make everything rhyme, it was like, wow, that's great. But at the same time, Jesse's backroom dealing with the Democrats to sell us out for butter biscuits. You know, and what Michael does, he tries to walk the fence. And that's the problem. You know, he walked them now. There was a conference in Chicago with him, Farrakhan, quite a few other figures, and it was great. Now there was a bone of contention because, you know, Farrakhan would say it, tell it plain, and have no remorse for what he's saying. Whereas, because I think the talk was about Obama. You know, and what he did for the black community. I think it's a very popular video on YouTube. And he went in and he was just saying that they're not. He didn't do anything directly for black people because this, that, and the other. Well, we all understand that. My thing is, though, don't take the foot off of Obama's neck. Let him know at that time. Let him know that we out here and we asking for things. You have given these other groups, specific groups, certain things, and we would like also to have our grievances heard. You know, and he sort of like, you know, thesaurus talked his way through the issue.
You bring up that particular commentary and whatnot, but I have a question related to that, and I really would like to hear somebody else's opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think, in hindsight now, Obama's presidency did more to hurt black people than it did to help? I'm curious to get other people's thoughts.
What I believe.
Hold on. I got an answer for that.
Go ahead. Speak on it.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I said speak on it. You said
okay. So, John, let me ask you this: who do we got in office right now? You know why we got Trump?
He was the direct reaction to us being able to have a black president in office.
Yeah, so they saying, you see what, Obama, y'all thought y'all had something? Let's put Trump in there. You know how he is. Don't mean anything, does it? You know, I mean, I think it was always a smoke screen. I mean, I can't, like, totally disrespect and say, oh, yeah, you know, Obama, man, he just was a figurehead and he didn't do that much for anybody or anything. I mean, I thought he fought for what he believed in and everything like that. But at the end of the day, the kingmakers, they trying to show you, oh, that didn't mean anything. So you thought y'all had something when you had a black president. We got Trump, who's we already know what idiot he is and how much of a bully, instigator, all the above. You know, you seen him in high school, you know what I mean? And you like, dude, I'm gonna throw him down the stairs one day. That, you know, basically.
Well, see, my viewpoint on it is that did he help or hurt? He helped in the sense of giving you the fulfilling the whole anybody can be president thing. He was the cherry on that. He was like, hey, it was America saying, hey, we're not giving you no reparations, but look what else. We're going to give you a black president. Like, look at that. That's nice. Now, did it hurt? It hurt in the sense that it lullabied people to sleep. You know, people were just satisfied with that. We're just, okay, well, we made it. You know, no, we didn't make it. We didn't make it. We have a representative up there, and that's all he was. It was a representative of the government to us. You know, they're like, look, this is the face. He was still giving you the same wars. He was still giving you the same laws and whatnot. And the only thing is that when special interest group pressed him, he went for what they needed done. For those who on immigration, he worked those things out. I mean, yes, he was still deporting people because that's the business. But he worked out special deals, and when it came to gay rights and whatnot, he made sure those people were taken care of. That group was taken care of. You know, people who lobbied heavily, they got what he is. So I think that we did not make our intentions clear to Obama. I think we just gave him, oh my God, it's the president, it's a new day, black man, woo, 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 it's going to happen, it's going down. And then, like I said, I don't think about what the white people were doing it for. I know what they were doing it for, because he's just going to toe the rope. They already have the Congress on lock, so their issues are going to get taken care of, no problem. You know, now those uneducated or poor whites who don't follow politics and whatnot, they had a guttural emotional reaction, like, oh my God, those who had the they could afford to be prejudiced. The ones who could afford to be prejudiced. And that's the one thing they could afford. You dying in Virginia, but you can afford to be prejudiced. So they put out there, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then somebody came along with the smoke and was like, well, we're going to give him this. You know, we weren't running. Only thing we were running against him was a flawed candidate. So, you know, Hillary was a little cocky in her thing, and she has her problems too. You know, she had her problems also. You know, and then you had Trump, and Trump was like the wild card. You're like, well, just throw in something and see what happens. He was the stuff you throw on the wall just to see if it sticks. You know, and it stuck. It surprised him. It stuck. Oh my God. You know, and so then he had to perform the only way he could perform. He couldn't perform and be presidential because he's not. You know, he doesn't have the charisma, the lecturing, speaking skills that other presidents have had. He don't have that. Even as he owns a multi-billion, not own, but he's connected to a multi-billion-dollar name, and you know, he lets that fall in the toilet as often as possible. You know, exactly. You know, I mean, come on, man. You know, who else would put two casinos right across the street from each other and let them cannibalize each other? Therefore, brilliant move right here. Therefore, getting a tax deference for $1 billion, $900 million he lost. So therefore, getting a tax deference of $1 billion, and that allowing him not to have to pay tax for 10 years. I mean, that is like, whoa. Now, as a businessman, as a capitalist, I go, oh yes, there you go. That's playing the American game. You know, that's fine and dandy. But somebody else would have made that money not that way, because he made that mistake over and over again. But that's false in his character.
Mistake? Mistake?
His mistake of thinking he can do it. You know, because he honestly believed that two casinos across the street from each other would be fine.
No, I'm saying, but did he get $1 billion out the deal?
No, he didn't get $1 billion off the deal. He got $1 billion of tax deferment out of the deal. So it's not actual money, but it saves you money. You know, and he's. Yeah, right. It's good as money, you know, and the credit. But the thing is, though, what does that do with you in the business community when they look at you as a fool and you try to get loans from different banks and they go, oh, hell no, bro. You know, you got to go to some of the most risky lenders there are, and therefore putting you in the pockets of other people. That's where the whole Russian thing comes in, that you're out there willing to make these moves to these sharky lenders, and now it's, you know, he's worried about his taxes getting out there, because that will show and reveal all these things that have been happening to the public, to the thinking public. Everybody else don't really care, you know, because you guys, you've heard people already how he decimated their made promises to them and haven't come true or even close. You know, the coal people haven't come true or close, and they still going, well, maybe he needs 4 more years. What the hell? You know? You know? And to those people, hey, you get what you deserve. Yeah. I'm telling you, the house on fire. You don't want to come out. You going, well, it was hot outside, cold outside anyway.
And you calling from down there too. I mean, Tennessee and Kentucky and everything like that. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely a red state.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, not to be fooled. This is what you're dealing with, and again, with us being crab in a barrel, that's a product. That's a product. Hell, those crabs in that barrel, they're a product.
So you're saying it's a design, like? Oh
yeah, it's definitely by design. It's definitely by design. You know, and the problem is we don't have to stay within that design. You know, we are comfortable with it because it's the way it's been. You know, but we don't have to stay within it. So when you see new and young black media out there speaking about these things, putting it in your face, letting you know that this is no longer acceptable. I speak out about white supremacy often, you know, so to let you know that you are not in control of what's happening right now, but you are in control of where it goes. You can control if you go along with it and whatnot, you know.
So what is it gonna take, man? I mean, how long is it gonna take?
You would be a fool to put a timeline on it. Take a lesson from religions. Don't put timelines on things. You'll be a 7-day Adventist waiting for people to die, and you'll put all your belongings out there. Do not do it. You know, it's coming. I made Jesus juice. Take a drink of this. You know? 2 days past the thing. Hey, did you drink the juice? My bad. I miscalculated. So that's why I said on these things you do not put dates, but we put actions in place. You put action plans in place. You know, you say, hey, we want our children to be better educated. We start to educate them ourselves. You know, we start to lobby to have our teachers teach our students, not suburbanites coming in and teaching, not young white teachers coming in and teaching. Not to say that there's anything wrong with them. It's just that I want this product to be flawless.
And I told somebody that, and you know, their parents would go for that. I'm like, but they got more than just one. I mean, parents. They got uncles. They got aunts. They got cousins. If their cousins or somebody know this, then, you know, I'm sure the parents will allow them to teach. Like, hey, your uncle want to show you something, or your cousin want to show you something. Yeah, I think people are so stuck in their little traditions and everything, and then, like you say, they think that the school is the main ones that have to show them. When, like you say, it's us. It's us, the ones who need to show them. If we know they're not getting taught right, especially like Black History, like, you know, for what this month is, then we need to go ahead and show them the right way.
Each one teach one. And now, like I said, my thing is not to just dwell on your history. You know, focus on your future. You know, focus on the future of the black people. You know, and like I say, they constantly try to bring up Martin, and I will be quick to check him and tell him that Martin's last speech was somewhat of saying that I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. This ship is not. Now you have people who have religious sayings about what's happening to America, that it's Babylon and that it's going to burn and this, that, and the other. Then you have the people who are economists saying that if we don't do this, it's not going to last. That somebody else is going to overtake us as a superpower, as the superpower. You know, so it's not going to last. My issue is this: when it starts sinking, when things start going, they're not going to let you on the boat. You're not going to be saved. So you got to start looking out for yourself. You got to start looking for allies. And when I talk about allies, I'm talking about, like, you know, Pan-Africanism. You have people who are offering dual citizenship to Afro-Americans and other people from the African diaspora, you know, other countries. And it's good to have those dual citizenships. Have a backup plan. Don't put all your cherries in this basket right here. You know, make sure that you can have your own business, have your own way, because then you know how a job is. You are at hire. You are hired. What is it? Hired at risk? No, not risk. You can be let go at any time, pretty much.
Yeah, you always mention that.
Yeah, you can be. There you go. At will employment. You are hired at will. You know, so they can let you go at any time. And the same thing with this country. You are tolerated at will. If I want to roll up the fort and say, nah, no more handouts, no more assistance, no. Even though we are not the biggest takers of said assistance, you know, big myth there. Like my man said, there's a lot of lies being told around this table. Affirmative action. That we're not the biggest proponents of affirmative action.
White women were.
You know what I'm saying?
White women were.
There's a lot out there that needs to be said.
Affirmative action has done more to hurt us than it has to help us. Yes, I strongly believe that. It has done more to hurt than it has to help.
Exactly, because if I'm constantly getting butter with my bread every day, I'm gonna go ahead and go and get that butter bread every day. I'm not gonna go the hard route. It's like, hey man, look here, you can get a whole meal. All you have to do is do this, that, and the other. That's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps. Well, I gotta do all that, man. I got the butter biscuit right here. I got it right here. Extra cheese. 90 cheddar biscuits. Damn. You know, it's just bad all around. Bad all around. But yeah, Brother John, thank you for calling in. Our first, you broke our proverbial phone cherry right here. That's a great thing.
So, man, we gotta give him a consolation prize.
Consolation prize is a clap. There you go. Black man clap. Mean more than anything. You take that and cash it out. Yeah. But thank you, John, for calling in, brother.
For sure, brothers. I appreciate it, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, you have
thanks.
a good one. Yes, sir, people.
It's simple as 1, 2, 3. See what you can get accomplished when you call in. Yeah, you can just call in, give your opinion. You know, we can converse, man. You know, you give your different outtake on things,
Yes.
or agree with us, disagree with us. Doesn't
Everything.
matter. You online.
Everything is everything. Yeah. Sure. And now let's double check this. Let's double check the chats to see what's going on right there. See.
But that is fascinating as far as from the reaction, because I heard my old man talk about that. He was like, "Yeah, we don't benefit from that like that." And, it was always white women. They're the ones who benefited from that more than anybody else.
Well, yeah. Once they got emancipated, because like I said, for some reason they men hate them. So for some reason, over the time, the span of time, white women, men hate them, put them second all the time. We're not very quick to make them queens or rule over them, and try to go against them every way that they could.
And that's why I was looking at Tyrone like, "Hey, Tyrone."
Well, that's something different, and that's not healthy
I can
either.
agree with Tyrone on the misusage of everybody here. I mean, I have more in common with Tyrone than I have with Steve.
Because she's also oppressed. Because she was also oppressed. Right now she was also oppressed.
But he brought up a good point about Obama, and I'm glad you reflected what you said too about his stance and what he was. I mean,
like I said, this is what I'm saying. Again, I'm not taking anything away from him. He was Barack Obama.
of course.
Was he a good president? Yes. He kept the economy going. He brought it up. We're a company. America is a company, and he was a good
CEO?
He was good citizen of that. Hold on, we got a call in right here. Let's see.
Goodbye.
Oh, what in the world? I did a little Porky Pig there. Get the call back in.
To accept, press 1. To send a
Yes, Zuena, you are on the line.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing you were talking about in terms of white women and them being the recipients of the welfare system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because not only do they benefit from, affirmative action, they also are the largest recipient of the welfare system, and also, even though they're white men don't like them, the way they treat them, they will still go to bat for them. For example, Roger Moore, remember that election they had in Alabama last year? He was a child molester, a proven child molester.
Yeah.
And they still found the reasons why they were still backing versus the Democrats. Remember?
Yeah, they stayed on code. They do stay on code.
Exactly. And I think that why would you that is some sick type of dedication.
It's right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are also a product of white supremacy. They are also something that has been created, that loyalty, that fierceness of a dog that will stay, and I call them dogs, but a fierceness of a dog that will stay after being beat, you know, and come back and do the job of guarding the house.
Hey, why not, man? They PETA, man. They love dogs. So, hey, man, you know.
But, you know, you're right about that. They will go out there, suffer, get everything turned against them. You can't do this, you can't vote, you can't do that and the other. But at the same time, be quick to say, John is coming home. I must hurry and get his slippers. You know, Stockholm syndrome for a whole class of people. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they would be. No, yeah, there were lots of female slave owners, and then also those that all co-owned with other white masters and overseers and handlers, breakers. They would do that, and you know, house staff. They would do horrible things to house staff. You know, even in places where they were just not just plantation class slaves, but those that were house class slaves, like in New Orleans. You know, the horrible rules against hair being tied, so that the black woman's hair wouldn't show, and things like that, because it excited the morality of the white men there. So they had to walk around with the head binded up in the Aunt Jemima style bandanas and whatnot, while the white women went about with their locks flowing. A lot of threatening, because they were wondering where all these little El Jabbar's children were coming from. These beige children. Exactly. Tone it down too much. And then now, then that led to like the whole a whole feeling for black women that their hair wasn't good enough to represent and show their own hair. They had to change it and modify it to copy the white woman. You know, so that gave them that kind of feeling. This is the black history I'm talking about. You know, I understand. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Putting the conch, you talking about the conch?
Oh yeah. People with the concholine and blowout kits, and later on the Jerry curl, and you know whatnot. All those things to mimic the ruling class culture.
Pretty Tony and all of them.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, like I said, it was intentional. You know, and because we were on a trajectory of retaking power, retaking man's back. You know, like I said, gangster rap music and whatnot. That was a negative interjection made by them, and then put and made by them, made famous by them, and then seen as like we're the creators of that. It's like, no, we were the heralds of it. We weren't the creators of it. You know, they pushed it, popularized it, and poisoned everybody. Because now we were nigga each other. Before that, we were not doing that at all. It was everybody loving one each other. From like you have people starting to gain knowledge of self from if you have to pull it from the African side, knowledge of Kemet, knowledge of Egypt and power of Ethiopia. You had people who were following spirituality of the Bob Marley and all those guys. You know, that one world, one love type of thing. Loving themselves. Black people loving themselves. No longer just comparing. No infighting, but that was too much. I didn't like that. Let's put some separation in it. Right. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. Right. We making these reality shows rich, but yeah. Mm-hmm. At the cost of our future. Exactly. It is not. It is not.
And then the parents are not there. The parents just don't care and just let them run wild and do whatever. And it's like, come on, man. We can do so much better as a people.
Mm.
Yeah, it disappoints me, man. I'm on Facebook. You know, you got a lot of people, young girls, putting money out there and like, oh, look at this, bitch. I got more money than you, thinking that's supposed to make her better.
Exactly.
But that's not what it's all about. Then they caught up in this Gucci what's that, Michael Cross or Cost, whatever his name is. He had the game twisted. And I always wonder, like, man, is my generation to blame for this though? Like, did we not teach?
It's not just your generation to blame, because like I said, you're always in a position to teach at any given moment. Right now we're teaching as much as we can. We're putting out the information out there, and for those who are willing to accept it, there it is.
Yeah, but mm-hmm. I mean, I can remember when my parents, my grandmother, everybody always taught me a lesson on things. Mm-hmm. It started off with, you got siblings, you share with your siblings, you look out for your siblings or something like that. You are respectable in a certain way with grown people. You carry yourself in a certain way. My mother was always, you're not better than anybody, so you don't carry yourself like that. Right. All that stuff is reversed, like she said, man. Everything is reversed, and I don't even looking at commercials for reality shows. That's how much I don't like them.
Exactly, because it became a flip. It became from being about family, being about community, to down being like you're alone. That's the constant thing now. You're alone. Nobody's going to help you. And we spoke about that earlier. That plan for white supremacy is to let you think you're alone. And see, I wouldn't even say that there's no community. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that there's no community. I would say that there is community, but it's fragmented. We're getting chopped up. We're getting lost in the minutia of the conversation. The nuances are separating us when there's a greater issue that binds us together. We have a collective enemy that is taking us down. It's keeping us down. And the thing is, though, we can easily pull from that and realize, as long as we realize that we can do this on our own. It can be done on. When I say on our own, I mean the people pulling together. The people pulling together, it can get done.
Unfortunately, that's hard to do because there's a lot of black people that figure it out.
Oh.
They are better than other black people, and they figure they will do things to get closer to the whiteness than their own people, and they sell out their own people in order to achieve that. For example, Gayle King.
Mm-hmm.
She did, going back to her, what she did, that's a prime example there of willing to sell out your own kind just to get approval and appraisals and this and the other from, the Billionaire boy club. I was like, that's exactly what it is she's trying to do.
It's true.
I want to hear a whole take on that too. Like like we talked about with John, the whole situation.
What?
I just want to hear her being a black woman. What is your whole opinion?
Could you say that a little clarity?
Okay. I wanted to hear your whole take on this whole situation. On, from Gayle King to Snoop calling her out her name, to people getting mad of her getting called out her name. Everything we mentioned.
Well, I understand that she's a journalist. She's a seasoned journalist, right?
Right.
However, she as a seasoned journalist should know that there's certain questions they do not ask. Right? No, and even though a lot of people say, oh, shit, do not judge, do not judge. My thing is this man was alive for how many years after this incident happened back in 2003? You could have interviewed this man asking those same questions you asked in 2003. Why didn't you not interview him and ask them questions? You wait till this man is gone to ask one of his good friends that question.
True.
And I did not agree with that. She crossed the line on that one, and because of what she did, this is the consequences.
Exactly.
This is the fallout from asking such a question. Now, with Snoop on her this and this, that, and yada, 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 granted that, you know, shouldn't call her, they say call her out of her name like that, but you can't tell someone how to react when they're upset.
Exactly.
That is part of it.
Exactly.
Whatever it's a funky head, this, whatever it was, some people are upset about this, and then they say that how he threatened her. He did not threaten her. And the thing that's pissing me off, there's a lot of people that's coming to that bar and say, oh, he threatened her, the police should get involved, this and the other. You all know very well when this man came on, he's coming to you, he did not need to see and the boys coming and done with this and that for her. They know that it's a figure.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's true. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you started the fire, let that burn, and let it smolder, and then it's out. You know. Exactly. Take that kicking.
I appreciate it. I've been waiting on this to see when you go call.
Exactly. We definitely. Thank you for calling, and you have a great night. All right. But yeah, so we had two opinions: male, female, black, female, and that definitely put it out there. Wow, that definitely put it out there. But that is where we are coming from tonight, folks. That's what's happening. What we have to do is remember that we are not alone. That we do have backup. That we are a product that they once wanted to get rid of. They made it and they wanted to get rid of it, had it under the rug, because now the product is acting on its own. It's automating, but it's still following the old rules of which it was made. We are programmed as following its original commands. We got to drop that program, reprogram yourself, reprogram your mind. Leave behind that old thought of what you were meant to be.
Or what they wanted you to be.
What they wanted you to be. You know, Control, Alt, Delete that.
And you know what fascinates me on all the stuff that's been invented, all the contributions, trying to make it better over here. And they still want to try to program us. That's basically what it is, a program.
It's a program.
It's just like, damn, man, you have no respect.
And speaking of programs, we are coming to the end of ours. We like thank y'all for coming in tonight, those that showed up, and then those in the rewatch. You can go ahead and rewatch this again after it's over. It will replay on Facebook and YouTube, and you can check that out. Remember next week to call in 312-554-5785. You can also leave voicemails on that for subject ideas or anything after the show that you have an idea about. You know, if you can call in and leave that message there, and we'll address those next week also. Be on the lookout for our pop-up info. We're going to be doing like pop-up infos throughout the week, like little pop-ups, just letting you know we out there, and also having questions of the day, because I know it takes a week for us to get to you. So we're going to have some little pop-ups. Follow our Twitter and Instagram for that.
Yeah, most definitely, hit us up and see what comes about with that. Yes,
because that's going to be in your face. So once again, I am Donal Romano.
And I'm Don Regal. And I'm glad you came on out.
We are so glad you came. We are so glad you came. And that is a wrap, folks. Give it to me, Morgan. Let's go.
questions that I was called here to answer. I want to know answers. I want them now.